Air Use Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. October 30th. Live and let live. Never since it began has Alcoholics Anonymous been divided by a major controversial issue, nor has our fellowship ever publicly taken sides on any question in an embattled world. This, however, has been no earned virtue. It could almost be said that we were born with it. So long as we don't argue these matters privately, it's a cinch we never shall publicly. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 176. Do I remember that I have a right to my opinion, but that others don't have to share it? That's the spirit of live and let live. The Serenity Prayer reminds me, with God's help, to accept the things I cannot change. Am I still trying to change others? When it comes to courage to change the things I can, do I remember that my opinions are mine and yours are yours? Am I still afraid to be me? When it comes to wisdom to know the difference, do I remember that my opinions come from my experience? If I have a know-it-all attitude, aren't I being deliberately controversial? Courage to Change One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, October 30th. When I was a newcomer to Al-Anon, I remember hearing people say that they were grateful to be involved with an alcoholic. Needless to say, I thought they were crazy. Wasn't the alcoholic the cause of all their grief? I couldn't believe that these people had anything to be grateful for. Yet they seemed to be happy despite their problems, which sounded exactly like my own. Today I find that I am grateful to have found Al-Anon. I too needed to hit a kind of bottom, feel the pain, and reach out for help before I could find any lasting happiness. Because of Al-Anon, I have a relationship with a higher power that I never knew existed, and friends who give me real support. I have learned that gratitude and forgiveness are necessary to my peace of mind. Now I can truly say that I am grateful and a grateful member of Al-Anon. Today's reminder. Today I will practice gratitude. I will think of some of the things, big or small, for which I am grateful. Maybe I'll even put this list in writing or share it with an Al-Anon friend. Sometimes a tiny action can be a great step toward seeing my life with increasing joy. There is a quote from One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, and it reads, "When things look blackest, it is within my power to brighten them with the light of understanding and gratitude." Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, October 30th. Courage. Our newly found faith serves as a firm foundation for courage in the future. Basic text, page 96. Narcotics Anonymous is no place for the faint of heart. Facing life on life's terms without the use of drugs isn't always easy. Recovery requires more than hard work. It requires a liberal dose of courage. What is courage anyway? A quick look at a dictionary will tell us. We have courage when we face and deal with anything that we think of as difficult, dangerous, or painful, rather than withdrawing from it. Courage means being brave, having a purpose, having a spirit. So what is courage really? Courage is an attitude, one of perseverance. That's what an addict in recovery really needs, perseverance. We make that commitment to stick with our program, to avoid using no matter what happens. A courageous addict is one who doesn't use one day at a time, no matter what. And what gives us courage? A relationship with a higher power gives us the strength and the courage to stay clean. We know that so long as we are in our God's care, we will have the power we need to face life on its own terms. Just for today, I have a higher power who cares for me no matter what. Knowing that, I will strive to have an attitude of courage today. Today, Emotions Anonymous, October 30th. Reflection for today. Loneliness is a feeling many of us do not want to admit having. Perhaps our false pride stops us. It is hard to acknowledge we could be at a huge party and still be lonely. Few of us who are married or have significant others want our friends to realize it is possible to be lonely even in a strong relationship. And yet, we must not hold this feeling in. It is, after all, part of our saying, halt, which warns us never to let ourselves get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. It can be dangerous for us not to share our loneliness. Let us break down the pride barrier and call a friend today. Maybe that friend is lonely too. Meditation for today. Grant me the courage to accept and express my loneliness. Today I will remember, reach out for comfort. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics' dysfunctional families. October 30th. Tradition 10. As a fellowship, we have no opinion on outside issues. We exist for one purpose, to carry the message to those still suffering from the effects of growing up in a dysfunctional family. BRB, page 539. The issues relating to the disease concept of alcoholic dysfunctional family systems are endless. We could sit in meetings and talk about them continuously without ever focusing on ourselves. Many of us might even be moved to involve ourselves in an outside cause as a way of trying to save the world. But this would be a recreation of the dysfunction learned in childhood, where we dealt with the needs of others instead of ourselves. When ACA stays away from public controversy, our doors are open to all who desire to recover from the dysfunctional effects of their childhoods. Were we to take a position on any controversy, we might initially attract some people interested in that cause, but we could dilute our message and potentially make it unsafe for ACAs in general. If we as individuals decide after careful thought that we want to be involved with an issue outside of the bounds of ACA, we are mindful that we don't represent ACA. In this way, the meetings keep a singleness of purpose, remain free from emotional intoxication, and provide the adult child the greatest chance to recover. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I will help my meeting keep its focus on ACA recovery. If outside issues arise, I will respectfully remind others of Tradition 10, affirming for myself that ACA is my opportunity to champion myself as the most important cause in my life. Please share, subscribe, like, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be. And take the time to figure out what that purpose is. And remember that you are not alone and that recovery is absolutely possible, one day at a time.